Hello, everybody, and welcome to Standing Stone Wellness. If you are new here, my name is Sherry, and on today's video, we are going to be making a whipped soap. Now, I want to make this into a whipped shave soap. I want it to be nice and bright and fun for spring, maybe a little floral in there, just fresh. And I don't think I'm going to color it today. We'll see. But without waiting any longer, let's go make some whipped shaving soap. All right, so today we are going to start out in order to make my whipped soap base, which I'm going to make into a shaving soap. I am making a very small personal size batch today, which I can share with a couple of friends. So I'm going to start out with my SCI powder. Normally I use the noodles, but my supplier was out, so I thought I would try the powder. Now, if you buy the noodles and you want to make it into a powder, I usually do that for my shampoo bars. I have a business specific blender, and if I need to, blend anything up or if I need to powder anything, then I use that only for my business. But I've been experimenting with the SCI powder, and so far it's working out fine. So I'm starting out with this. Don't worry about the recipe. It's going to be at the end of the video. And to that, I am adding my water. All of this is going to go into a double boiler on my stove. And we're just going to simmer it down. It might take a while. We're not going to use a very high heat. We'll use about a medium heat. See how long it takes. And just make this into a nice, sort of a creamy, I anticipate it'll be a creamy yogurt consistency today. So here I have my powder and my water. I'm giving it a very gentle stir just to stop any of those fluffy bits from getting into the air as soon as I possibly can. And this is my cocamidopropyl betaine. So I'm going to add that next. And I'm going to get one of my favorite tools in bath and body making, which is my popsicle sticks. These work so well just to take whatever you need to take off of your spatula. Okay. Oop. There we go. It's getting a little bit gloopy. Now I'm going to add my glycerin. Switch hands here. Glycerin sticks to the container, so I want to make sure that I get all of it out and into our mixture here. Perfect. This is our stearic acid, so I'm just going to sprinkle that on top last. Just a couple of granules left. So I'm going to take my popsicle stick, pop those out. Everything is gone. Perfect. And then I'm going to keep this here. This is my empty container, which is going to have preservative in it. And I'm keeping it out and right in front of my eyes so that I remember to put the preservative in it after this has warmed up and cooked down. Now, with a whipped soap, this is going to be twice as big when it gets whipped as it is right now. So after I heat it and I melt it all down, I am going to switch containers. I'm only using this container to melt it down with, and I'm using this little container just because this is a very small batch today. Otherwise, this would be a bigger batch. You can do this in a crock pot if you have a crock pot that is dedicated to Bath and Body stuff. I do. I love my crock pot. I got it at a secondhand store, and it's kind of vintage. If you've seen my crock pot, I've used it once or twice on the channel. It's really kind of cute. It's very 80s. It works perfectly. And I was so impressed because the secondhand store that I bought it from actually gave me a 30-day money back guarantee if it didn't work. How interesting is that? Okay, so this is a totally gloopy mess, and I'm going to put it on the stove. We are going to heat this up. It's going to be heated up in a water bath, and I'll be back when it is all one consistency. I'll show you on top of the stove what it looks like when it's done, and then we'll bring it in here and we'll let it sit for a bit before we add our preservative. So I'm gonna go to the next step, which is heating. This mixture was on the stove on medium heat for 1 hour, and it is completely homogeneous. This is a wonderful consistency. It's kind of like the consistency of kefir. I would say, yeah, kefir. Not yet a thin yogurt, but it's getting there. It's also thickening up, cooling down very, very fast. We still have to put the preservative in here, and I'm not going to do that until I know for sure that the temperature is 120 degrees Fahrenheit or less. But if you see that, yeah, that's the stuff that I got from around the sides. But here, I'll take off. You can see how it's cooling down really fast. But look at how melty that is and how wonderful. You just have to keep your eye on it. I put it on medium heat. Now I'm going to let this sit. See how long it takes to get to 120 degrees. And I'm going to be finishing off my recipe tomorrow because I want this to sit overnight after the preservative. I'll try to put the preservative in tonight. It is evening, so the preservative could wait until tomorrow, but I really don't want to forget to put it in there. So I will be adding the preservative tonight, and then I will finish off my recipe tomorrow. This sat overnight on my counter, and you can see that it is nice and completely solid. I didn't put it in the fridge, it's just been out on its own. I am going to break it up a little bit with a knife. Oh yeah, it just cuts like it is butter. I think I'm going to keep it in this container because as I whip it, it's supposed to get about twice the size. And if I keep it in this container, it's going to be really easy for me to see that it has been able to puff up that much. And that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. So I do have a couple of things to add this morning. Yeah, that's a beautiful consistency. The first thing that I'm going to add today is some mango butter, and I have melted this. I'm going to use my hand mixer and I'm going to melt this, or I'm going to whip this in a little bit just to make sure that the temperature is even across the entire batch. And I am also adding some fragrance. What I decided to do today is, this is Hawaiian ginger fragrance. I got it from Windy Point, and it is a dupe of the Calgon fragrance Hawaiian ginger. So if you do like that scent, I find this to be very true to that scent. It's so fresh and just delightful. This is my preservative. I am going to whip this up for a moment first, and then I'm going to add my preservative in. So I just want to give this a moment of blending. And before we go any further, I'm going to add in that preservative. I think I'm going to stir some of it in by hand first. So this is my preservative. I'm using Germal Plus today. I want to get as much in here as possible from this pre-measured jar. I'll start by stirring this in by hand. It's already looking nice and light and fluffy. Okay, so I'm going to whip this, and I will tell you how long it takes in order for it to become twice the fluff that it is right now. It's been about 2 minutes, and it's definitely getting fluffier. It's not quite where I want it to be yet because it's not double its size, but it's awfully close. I am transferring it into a larger bowl so that I have a larger surface area, because the mixture is coming above my beaters. So I just do want it in a larger bowl. So I'm going to transfer it now. We're going to mix this for another 2 or 3 minutes, see where we go. But we are awfully close to being able to pipe it into our jars. Okay, so it's time to fill my jars. Now, I have these jars that hold about 375 grams. So let's just see what I can fit in here. And my piping skills are still not great. And this is actually, look how much this just stays on the spoon. It doesn't go anywhere. So I think I'm just gonna kind of fill these jars sort of manually. That's 170 grams. And this, there are a few air pockets, so I'm gonna try to get 200 grams in my jars. At least I know what I'm aiming for. And look at how wonderful and fluffy that is. So now I'll fill the next couple of jars, and we'll just come back and see how that worked. Let's test it out and see what kind of bubbles we have. I still have some on the end of my spoon here. Get this one out of the way. Just adding some warm water to the bowl I used to make it with. Here we go. And let's just see how this does. Very smooth, light. It smells amazing. I put 2% fragrance in here. Creamy, good bubbles, they're staying. I love how that lathers and stays. That's amazing. Great. And it's soft. And it's not drying to the skin at all. That's lovely. Okay, guys, here is the final whipped soap. I decided to call it Fresh Spring because I think that's exactly what this scent is. It's called Hawaiian Ginger. I got this from Windy Point Soap Supplies, and this is a dupe of the Calgon scent. I really used to love that scent. I was so happy to find this dupe so I can put it in products that I'm making at home. It just smells so fresh, delightful, wonderful, great for spring and for the summer season. And I love that it is just this stark white. Just, I find this so classy. It looks light and fluffy and whippy, and yet it is quite solid, stays in the jar, doesn't pour out at all. Just a fantastic consistency. It's just such a wonderful whipped soap scrub. Can't wait to use it. And economical, and we all love to make our own products when it helps our pocketbook. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you so very much. If you liked this video, please hit the like and the subscribe buttons. That will help my channel to grow and I can continue to bring you fun and inspirational videos just like this one. Leave me a comment below. In the meantime, I post videos every week, so I am wishing you a fantastic weekend, and I will see you here next week. Bye for now.